you perhaps recognize this movie? You're probably thinking, I don't recognize that shit. If you haven't watched it, you're probably wondering, what was the movie about? What were the characters like? And most importantly, what was the author like? In this video, I'm going to discuss what the creator of the movie did and how it was bad. Also, huge W to this team of people. I wouldn't have been able to do this if it weren't for you. Now, let's talk about the story. Remember, the timestamp is right here in case you've already watched the movie. Now, if you don't understand any of the plot summary, here you go. In the story, the main character is Sarah Gardner, a 12-year-old girl who obviously has anxiety issues. She can't talk to people correctly, and she seems to exhale a lot. She is being stalked by a boy named Tom Anderson, who is the antagonist in the movie. At the start of the story, he finds her house. Sarah is mortified. She cries to her brother about everything, and he claims that he'll help her out. And he does. However, there's not much that he can do. After Tom finds Sarah's house, he decides to look through her windows, stalk her, and try everything to try and get near her. Sarah has a friend called Maggie who we meet halfway through the story. She happens to be a nice girl and hates Tom. However, Tom has a whole friend group who he guilt trips and gaslights. He lies to them, saying that Sarah rejected him and that she was rude. Trying to be good friends, Tom's friend group confronts her, and they mock her stuttering, and then she is scared. Again, she is a child and doesn't know how to react to this. She is forced to go to school for the past couple of weeks, with her mother not caring and forcing her to go anyway. And then, here's when it goes downhill. Tom would Sarah, and this would leave her scarred. With all of this trauma, all of this to hold on, and nobody caring, she would commit. Next to her, she would write 3 long letters, all of them involving Tom. Because of the letters, which I'm guessing her mom posted online, this isn't confirmed though, it spread across the news, and Tom would get relentlessly bullied. I honestly don't want to talk about this part, because the fact that a whole team wrote this about a 12-year-old just kind of boggles me. Not shaming the team, by the way, I just don't want to discuss that part. And then right at the end of the movie, we get a little animation of Ethan and who I'm guessing is his wife, and then they're remembering Sarah. Again, this is the creator in case you forgot, because I literally just explained a whole movie. Let's drop into my thoughts, because there is a lot to discuss about this movie. First and foremost, we're going to start with Tom Anderson, aka the antagonist of the movie. I explained what he did to Sarah and how he's a bad character. Tom Anderson is 12 years old, the exact same age as Sarah. He was born on June 22nd, 2011. Ben, who is known as Tom's uncle, babysits him and watches R18 TV shows. Obviously, since he is a child and takes from his parents and his relatives, he would be influenced by this. Matter of fact, he was expelled from one of his schools for inappropriate behaviors, which he most likely got from one of the films. And that's his backstory. He's a child influenced by his uncle. It makes a lot of sense, and seems like it would happen in real life, because lots of children got influenced by their bad parents or relatives. This next part will be a bit graphic. Before I make this statement, I would like to say that these pieces of text that I'm using to prove my points are from the fan wiki. I'm not sure if there's an actual wiki for it. I think many writers/artists should know this. Making your OC get heavily hurt, or in a silly author's case, bite the curb, is problematic. Adding on, her OCs are underage. Why would you make your OC get hurt many times in the story? It doesn't add anything. I've tried to think of all the times Tom got beat up as a symbol of him not backing away, but it really just doesn't work. It doesn't matter whether it was based off a real person or not. You should not be writing that kind of stuff about a 12-year-old whilst you're almost an adult. Whilst we're on the topic of age, many people actually doubt that she's an adult. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna say anything. Let me just read out these comments. Before people attack me, I found these comments on a video critiquing a silly author, so these are in fact about her. Let's begin, shall we? She's 17? I thought she was 13. She seems 12. I agree with you. I used to be a huge fan of her in the past, but looking back at her stories, they're all the same. It's getting boring. Plus, I don't think she's actually 17. I checked her art, and her handwriting looks like one of a child.
Did you just post her handwriting?
I know some people just have bad handwriting, but hers isn't just bad. Like I said, it looked like toddler writing. I'm not kidding. If you don't believe me, then you should check it out. A key factor of a silly author being a child is definitely their art style and writing. If they were an adult, then I think that they'd have a bit more experience and they definitely know how to write. Again, they could have a disability, so I'm not mocking them. Now, here comes the juicy part, the exposing. Here's what the creator did wrong. As I was searching for this quote controversy to make this video, I found this small video on YouTube made by Mary. In the video, there was a lot of questionable things with sarcastic titles underneath. If I'm being so for real, Mary, aka the person who made the video, was just spouting nonsense and literally called the creator useless. So I'm only going to point out the ones that are actually problematic, since this person was quite literally just spitting nonsense. The first one was her openly admitting that she liked this manga. At first, I didn't think much of it. However, since it was in the video, I thought, why not check on it? And that's when I realized there was really weird stuff in the first chapter. Do not get me wrong, I have nothing against manga or anime. However, why did you have to talk about this specific kind? There's lots of minors who follow her on Tumblr, so why couldn't you pick literally any other manga that you liked? Obviously, your fans are going to want to check that manga, and then they'll get absolutely flashbacked by the absolutely horrendous stuff in it. So please be careful. This is not her fault, by the way. I just thought I'd say this because I think that she should be a little bit more careful with what she posts. Second is this art that I saw of Opal, aka her OC. It doesn't take a second to realize what's wrong with this. Mind you, she claims to be an adult whilst she's drawing a 16-year-old OC like this. Even though this OC is older than Sarah, it does not excuse that. However, I later figured out that this was a trend at the time, because I recognized that outfit way too well. Also in one of Mary's videos, she showed us a rant from a silly author that she made a long time ago. I've been trying to make excuses for her so that she doesn't attack me, but I don't know how to even react to this if I'm being so honest. It's really self-explanatory. Now, let's read it out, shall we? In the supposed rant, the text reads this: I swear people will find any excuse to judge me, get offended by me, and call me a weirdo because of what I choose to do with my characters. Killing off a fictional character isn't hurting anyone, and I literally put trigger warnings on my videos. Also, why do people feel the need to give you criticism you never asked for, and then get mad at you when you don't take it? Like, a lot of criticism I receive are very harsh and mean, and they throw insults like calling me a bad writer and stuff. Like, what did I do? I'm just trying to write stories. Leave me alone. Is it that hard to be nice and mind your own business? Like, I can improve with time and practice. I don't need rude criticism. Some of the, quote, criticism isn't even constructive criticism. It's complaints. Is it that hard to just scroll? I literally put trigger warnings on my videos. Do you guys seriously have to overreact to every single thing I post? Like, do you have anything better to do other than stalking someone's account just to make a video about judging them when they literally are harming no one? Isn't that considered cyberbullying? It's really annoying and frustrating to deal with. I just wanted to rant, but I will get used to it. That's just how people on the internet are. They will find any excuse to judge you. But if you are really passionate about staying true to yourself and posting your stories, then you just have to move on. It's gonna be okay because there are also supportive people out there who will support you and enjoy your videos. And that's why I keep on going. I will never give up, no matter how much people will hate me and judge me. I will never let them win. I will never let them force their opinions onto me. I am gonna continue posting what I want, no matter what anyone says. Then, why did you delete over 200 videos? That doesn't make a lot of sense. There was also many cases of her saying absolutely heinous things about Tom and Creek. For example, in this image, she quite literally just crosses them out and they're not even there. Since they're her problematic OCs, aren't they the ones who are going to need the most therapy? Still, they'll need therapy to improve their actions. She also said that her OC, who is the antagonist of Creep, who I mentioned, deserves to, quote, suffer. There could have been way better outcomes than him biting the curb, by the way. For example, he could have gotten arrested, or he could have gone to therapy and realized what he did wrong, or he could have cut all contact with Ben and would have become a better person. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching this documentary.